All right. Here we go. This is Ground Zero Florida. I am your host, David Washington of Jay in Washington, your political innovators here in Central Florida. Okay. Is masculinity reshaping American politics? The surprising rightward turn of young male voters challenges long held assumptions about generational voting patterns. Okay, folks, we're talking about the guys again. And I recently um, broadcast another episode about the male voting demographic, particularly attach that to the young men who are part of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. And I've gotten some some decent feedback on that, a lot of likes, and keep the comments coming. I'm looking forward to it. So, young men are moving away from the Democratic Party, not just young men, men in general. However, these young men, with only 33% identifying as Democrats in 2025, this is down from 42% in 2020. This political shift coincides with declining economic prospects, particularly for those without college degrees. So, Democrats, and it may look like I'm picking on the Democrats in a lot of my commentary lately. However, the facts do not lie. Um, the data is there. Young males are leaving the party. And I recently listened to a focus group, a complete focus group recording by the Bulwark of young men talking about various issues related to the 2024 election and their prospects for the future. And many of the themes were similar: the economy, prospects for the future as far as careers, education, immigration, safety, combating crime, the defense of American principles overseas, and of course, this cultural war. And it was enlightening to hear different perspectives from different demographics within the male community. Very refreshing from Democrats, independents, Republicans, liberal, conservative, everyone in between, heterosexual, homosexual. It was enlightening. And what I came from this conversation in the focus group, and what I've read and watched in regards to the male vote, is this: there is an independence streak or independent streak among these voices that I watch and listen to over the past week or so. These men are looking to embrace their form of masculinity, to embrace traditional forms of masculinity. Also, to combat against the misinformation, the perception that this group is pitted against that group, and seeing that within their own communities, get this, within their own communities, and this is urban, suburban, and rural, people get along. People, to some extent, trust one another. People work together, they live together, and they're leading good lives, and they just want a society that does not hinder that, a society of prosperity. And some of these individuals did vote for Trump. Some of these individuals did vote for Harris, and they gave their reasons why. I encourage you to Google the Bulwark and listen to the podcast with the male demographic focus group. Personally, I was on the podcast, and it's the Gateway Advantage. It's a podcast with the Jay Washington Network. And my co host, Ted Bogert, asked me a question. And he asked me, "Who is my hero?" And I said, "My hero is my father. He's been deceased for 10 years. However, he's always going to be my hero. Always. Because he defined masculinity to me. And sometimes I pushed against that. You know, I was all up in my emotions and everything. However, as I became more responsible in my 20s as an adult, paid my own bills, paid for my own meals and paid for my own rent and mortgage. And as I became a husband, became an employee and working on my career, became a father and more responsibility, became a supervisor, manager, became responsible for other people's lives. What my father taught me and modeled for me, I embraced. I embraced so hard and realized as I got into my 30s and 40s that my dad was right. He was right all along, and I pushed against it, the rebel in me. However, he was right. And it wasn't until my 40s I was able to turn to my dad, give him a hug, kiss him on the cheek, and tell him in his eyes, "I love you." And the night he passed away, I had a conversation with him, and I was able to tell him, "I love you." And I will remember that to my final days. However, I knew that my dad did not do it alone. He did not raise my brother and I alone. He had a strong woman, a wise woman, a loving woman, my mother, his wife, right there with him. Sometimes she was out front. She was the tender heart, the soft hand, the one who would listen, the one who taught my brother and I to be okay with our emotions. Sometimes she was right there alongside my dad, making sure that they offered the best for my brother and I, the best environment to thrive. And sometimes she was behind my dad, supporting him, building him up, being there to let him know you're the man, you're the leader, you're the protector, you're the provider of this household. And go discipline your sons. So let's not forget the role of women in strong families, because I don't. And my mom, she rested in her femininity, and my dad and mom stayed together and still are together, even though he's passed away. But in the end, and continuing, my mom and dad provided a great foundation for my brother and I to succeed. God bless them both. God bless my family, and God bless your family. However, for the men, we need to embrace our masculinity and show that we are the leaders, the providers, and the protectors of our family and our community. And we have to think that way and move in that direction. And among young men, I believe we're seeing it, not just in the way they voted in 2024, however, in their priorities. So, guys, go get that bag. Be the leaders that you are. Be the protectors that you are. Be the providers that you are. Invest in yourselves and in your communities, okay? This is David Washington. This is Ground Zero, Florida. This is the land of opportunity and innovation. We are your political innovators. Please like, share this comment with those individuals, your family, your friends, those influencers that you know, those candidates and electeds who could learn a thing or two or appreciate what we're saying. Share it with them. Let them know about our content. And more importantly, comment. Let me know. Let my team know. Reach out to us. Website, phone call, message, email, on our socials, on our website. Let us know what you think. Let's have a tactful and respectful conversation. Bring your facts, not your feelings, okay? And again, I just want to close with this. Economic uncertainty and changing cultural dynamics are driving young men towards conservative politics, posing a significant challenge for Democrats. As your resident non-party affiliate here, Democrats, wake up. Wake up. Let's move away from the culture, politics, and let's start competing. Republicans, you're gaining traction more and more with a diverse population of men. Continue to reach out to them and share what you believe will be prosperity for America, for all of America. I'm David Washington, Ground Zero, Florida. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you again for being a part of what we do. We'll see you the next time. Love you. God bless.